California plants. It might be one or the other. For example, the rosemary here is not a native California plant, but it doesn't require much water. That's why they use it. That's the one that has a little blue and flowers on it and is growing kind of like a hedge on the ground. All of these trees would probably be native trees to California, which means they don't need to be watered. They can survive off of just the regular rainwater. The pine trees back here are native to California climate, so they don't need a lot of water. Anybody else notice anything?
I don't know, because like,
they have a lot of facts
some different gardens and different stuff, they have different stuff. They just have the sprinklers, and I think they have like a they have like a drain to save all the water even.
Okay, right. Did anybody see big grassy lawns?
Yeah.
You did? Here?
Oh, no, not over there, but like over there.
No, when we walked in,
Yeah.
right? So when we walked in, you saw those grassy lawns, which take a lot of water. The lawn in front of your house or apartment buildings or
That
on
makes
the edges
runoff
of
go
these
still.
buildings, they have to be watered 2 to 3 times a week, often for 10 to 15 minutes, using gallons and gallons of water. One of the biggest expenses in owning a home is the water usage for the lawn. On the surfaces here, you notice there's just pine needles and dirt and some low bushes. There's no lawn because it doesn't require any water. They don't have to use sprinklers or any of that. Anything else you guys noticed?
Pipe.
One other good thing is that there's the wood chips. Okay, there's pipes. Let me hit back on the wood chips just for a second, and then I'll talk about the black pipes that you see running across, because that's kind of an important thing too.
We have those at school.
Those wood chips, if you went and actually, we'll do this, a few of you can do this. I'm not going to have everyone do it because it'll make a mess, but I'll pick 2 or 3 people. If you kind of unbury or dig through those wood chips, what you're going to notice is on the top you see wood chips, but as you dig down, those wood chips are starting to absorb into the dirt, right? They're actually composting, and they're going to return back to the dirt, just like we talked about with what happens with dead bodies, right? If they're not preserved, they turn back into the ground. Well, the wood chips are a dead ground matter, and they will return back into the soil. So they're providing nutrients for the soil, and they're breaking down or composting in place. You don't have to have a big compost pile. They're doing it right there. Duncan, why don't you go over there and dig? And Sebastian, you can do it in Janelle.
Why is there a...
So pick a little spot and kind of dig past the wood chips and
there
look
be
down.
water?
What is that?
While they're doing that, I'm going to talk about the black pipes. So kind of go down. You might get your hands a little dirty, but what do you notice? Is there wood chips down
Water.
there?
No, water. The water, like, it's like a nice, like, juicy.
Duncan, what are you
Like, the dirt is nice and
Okay,
wet.
that's okay. That's okay. I asked him to.
They're digging.
What do you notice about the soil under the wood chips?
It's nice and wet.
It's nice and wet, right? So wood chips are keeping that water in. Do you notice wood chips down in there, or are they breaking down?
Yeah, they're
They're breaking
decomposing.
down.
Just dirt.
Okay, one other thing that you notice is just dirt. That's because the wood chips are broken down into that dirt.
And it doesn't look wet.
It doesn't look wet.
It
Isn't it moist when you get down there?
It looks wet, though.
The black pipes that are going through are actually used to water the plants. Just a little bit of water. They're called drip watering. And they're going right up to the plant and watering on the plant instead of using a sprinkler overhead, which the water evaporates. So, you guys have any other questions?
No.
They did originally have
That's a
blue
cute
water barrels. I don't know what those were from. I think those are just to give it the idea of watering.
Did you put sun? Do you have sun?
So let's go ahead and keep going to the field.
No, you got me.